Here's my review of the Kensington Keyboard Case Folio. This is for the iPad Air, but they do make one for all the previous iPads, except for I think iPad 1. Overall, I like the case. It has this beautiful sheepskin texture, or well, material I should say. So it has like a nice texture and feel on the hand. There's a little magnetic latch here, which in other reviews that I've read, people said that they were kind of irked by it because if you're not careful, this metal piece will come and slap against the glass. But you just got to be aware of it, and when you open it, fold it behind it because there's magnets everywhere, and so that will stay in place if it's there. And it has a little loop here. If you have a stylus, I guess. I don't know if that's what it's for, but that's what I'm using it for. I have these. These are like really cheap styluses by the Friendly Swede. And you can get like 15 of these for 15 bucks, or 9 for 9 bucks, or whatever it is. So you wouldn't think that you'd need 15, but I've bought 15 probably twice or more. I give them away as, you know, oh, you want a stylus here, and I keep one in the car, one in my bedroom, one in the bathroom, like all over. But so this little loopy thing is too small to fit this through, and I don't know if Kensington sells their own styluses that would fit here, but this works just as fine using the clip. Let me see. So the keyboard itself is pretty nice. It's nice tactical feel. The buttons are, you know, the keys are decent size. There's some buttons that have you can control the iPad with. So this is like you're pressing the home button, this button here, and you can search your iPad. You're pressing this, pressing the search, turned on the search. So you can, like, this button like makes the keyboard come up and off. So sometimes you want to, instead of disabling Bluetooth, you just can get the keyboard on the screen if you want. I think this goes right to the, oh, that's your language. Okay, whatever. I don't know, there's a Siri button, there's playback buttons, and then your volume control, and I'm not sure what the lock is, maybe to mute. Oh, it locks your thing. I just learned that. Okay, good. So it just turns it right off. Cool. And that's your Bluetooth syncing button, and it has some other controls like on a Mac if you're used to some of the controls on a Mac, or even like a control and stuff for your, like if you're used to a PC. I'm not sure what this one is. Oh, cool. It does your multitasking. Cool. Well, I'm learning things too. It has your arrow buttons, and there's other function keys associated with the arrows. Oh, this would be to cut or copy if you wanted to copy stuff. Let me see, what else? Oh yeah, and then you've got your cut, copy, paste commands. And there's a cap lock button with a light that shows you that it's on, so that's kind of cool. There's a version of this that you can get with backlit keyboard. It's more money, and right now this thing was on sale, so I just got it. It's a relatively good price, I would say. It was like, I think I paid $50 or $60. I had bought a different case before. It was actually a cover case, and I love the look of it because it was, I got like a white keyboard, and it was silver on the back, and it just snapped on to the side of the keyboard, the iPad, sorry. And when you wanted to use it, you take the iPad off and stick it in. I wish I could remember the name of it. But my problem with it was that it was a fixed, angle. So there'd be a ridge on that, and you would slide the keyboard in, and it was just, you could only use it at this angle. And I like to use this while lying down. say if I'm lying on the couch or in bed. And so when if it's at an angle that's more than 90 degrees, it becomes a little bit more difficult to use. So with this thing, you can put it at a more severe, less than 90 degree angle, so that if this were to sit, if you had this on your chest, let's say, you could, you know, use it and see it and stuff. So that was a key feature for me. Another key thing was that I generally don't like cases. I just can't stand them because they add so much bulk typically to a device, and you know, Apple goes through great lengths to make a device as light and thin and just beautiful and sleek. And so then we buy it and put this big chunky case on it. And this is probably the biggest, chunkiest case you can get for it. But what I like about it is that I can take it out relatively easy. So let's see if we can see this. There's a little, this thing just folds out, and then you can pull the thing out. And now you have freedom. You've freed your iPad Air, and it's pure and free to be used. But you know, the flip side of having a free iPad is, you know, like this, it after a while, even though it says less than a pound or right at a pound, it gets heavy after a while, especially if you're holding it with one hand and you're trying to do something a long time. So that's what's nice about having something that can prop it up. So to me, that was like a really huge thing, the fact that you can just take it out relatively easy. Because some of the other cases, once you stick it in, it's not really meant to be an in and out thing. It's because it's a little more, you know, you're sort of snapping it in, and you wouldn't really be taking it in and out too often. The other cool thing, so here are some magnets on the this end here, and this is all different magnetic magnets along here. So this thing can go, you know, you can feel it kind of getting in. So you can have like multiple various angles per however you would like to view it. So that's, I think, is really cool. Another cool thing is that the whole keyboard here is magnetic, like the back of it. So this boop, pops off. This is magnetic, and behind here is magnetic. So this thing just kind of, and it's pretty strong. But what it would allow you to do is, if you wanted to, you're going to do some intensive typing, and so this is still magnetic here, so this thing still stays in place. So if you were to do some intensive typing and didn't want to be like right up onto the screen, you can do your stuff separate. The other potential benefit, I suppose, would be if you are, you know, you say, well, I don't necessarily want to have this keyboard with me all the time because this is rather weighty. You can just take it out, and now you've got a case without a keyboard, and it's not as thick and bulky as it is with the keyboard. The downside of the thing is that this adds a tremendous amount of bulk. So if we take a look at this, this is now really thick, and it's bulk and heaviness. So it's pretty thick, pretty heavy, and you really defeated the purpose of buying a most beautiful, sleek iPad Air, but that's okay. For me, I need the ability to prop it up, and like I say, I can take it out, so that's really appealing to me. Another downside to this thing, which is that it's not like a smart case that's going to automatically turn your iPad off when you close the case. So this still remains on. And even if I already tried, if I thought maybe if you take this out, the magnets within this back plate would turn it off, and it doesn't. So to combat that, what you might want to do is, well, first get in the habit of, when you're closing it, hit that lock button, which I just discovered just now, or my iPad to turn off after 5 minutes. So that way, you know, you can if you happen to forget it, you're not gonna like totally drain your battery. Let me see, what else is cool about this? I think that hits most of the things. There's like a charging thing on the side here, whoop, for like a micro USB charger. And oh, one more thing is you can also use it like this, so it folds all the way around. Of course, now it's like really rather heavy, like if you had to do this and use it in portrait mode or something like that. But that's okay. So